Here to do a 1-year update on my Hayabusa boxing shoe. Initially, I gave this shoe a good review, and actually an excellent review. However, since then, I've changed my mind a little bit on this shoe, and I'll go ahead and walk you through it here. For one, if you have a narrow foot, that is a very narrow shoe right there. It's going to be very hard to get your foot inside there. Yeah, that's a tough one. There we go. This is a size 11s. They broke down really fast. As you can see, they're really floppy. It doesn't take much to get them to kind of flop around. They squished pretty fast. See, look at that. But the soles are really good. I have to admit, the soles are really good. This did break, and when I called them about it, they didn't get back to me on it. Yeah, so for those reasons, I don't wear this shoe no more. Actually, I was going to give them away, donate them. And you can see they still have a lot of tread life left on them. But this is a killer. Trying to get your foot in there you're going to need a shoehorn for sure. And then for these things to break, it just shows you killed it. These are the ones I do have. These are called cores. And as you can see, it's a much easier to get my foot inside there. And then they have a strap, which I wish the Hayabusas had, really. All boxing shoes should have this thing. This is, I guess, kind of a boxing hybrid wrestling shoe. But honestly, it's not gonna matter. And if you're just at the gym, and I'm on concrete, and they got really good soles. I wish they were dark, but whatever. But yeah, for being on concrete every day for a whole year, I mean, there's nothing wrong with these at all. And they're still stiff. You know, they're not as floppy as these ones. And the width was a big one, whereas these are about 3.5 inches wide. About 3.5 inches wide, and then about 2.25. These ones are going to be we're looking about maybe 2.5 inches wide, and then here, obviously, it's going to be, you know, almost 2. Probably get 2 out of that. Yeah, be honest, 2. Honest, 2. So it's for if you have a thin foot, these are good shoes for you. But if you have a wide foot, I would go with these cores. I think they're just excellent boxing shoes. They breathe really well. They're awesome. You can't go wrong. And get a shoehorn. If you're gonna get these, get a shoehorn for sure. All right. Well, I hope that helps. There you go. Hayabusa and core. And the cores, I think, are like, I think they're like $30, whereas we all know these are almost 100. So, you know, you can almost get 3 pairs of these ones for the price you get of one of these. And honestly, after a couple times, you're not gonna. I went back to these after a while, and I tell you what, I did not like it. They were just, I felt like I was on skates, you know, ice skates. They were just real thin, you know, the real thin profile. You know, I didn't have a lot of real estate there. These ones, I got a lot of real estate, you know. You can see them. Big difference. But I like these soles. I mean, those aren't too bad. And plus, I had them on concrete, so. But yeah, you can see the difference. It's big difference. And yeah, the build quality on these is, for the price, you would think that these would be the best thing ever. But the build quality on these ones for $30, I mean, really, there's nothing, nowhere, nothing. And I wear them every day. And I'm 6 foot, 220, 225, depends, right? And I put a beating on those shoes, and I think they're great. So my recommendation is the cores. But if you're going to go Hayabusa, watch out for that strap, because mine came off. And when I contacted the company, they didn't do anything for me. And get a shoehorn for sure. You're going to need a shoehorn. Other than that, hey, go for it. Oh, and the laces suck. Yeah, these are cheap laces. Really cheap. These ones ain't much better, but you know, you don't really need it because you got the strap. All right, well, there you go. Hayabusa's cores.
All right, guys, I wear a between an 8 to 8.5. I've always used Everlast Elites for my sparring and my fights. I noticed this shoe has this double padding, which is almost foam and then a regular pad. So I'm gonna show you the fitment on my foot. So here's my toe right on the edge of this thing. It's right there. So you still have room here. You got about probably half an inch, less half an inch, right? The wheelbase, the base of it is pretty wide. I have very skinny legs. So when I use any other like Adidas, Nikes, every time I spar, I push off the edges. Seems like my foot rolls to the edge of this thing. This has a very wide base, and I love these shoes. Like, I never thought, it took me a couple tries. I bought the 9s, the 8s. Now these are the 7s. These are 7s. See, watch, 7s. But I normally use 8.5 to 8 to 8.5, depending on the type of the shoe that the brand that I buy. But these shoes, like, man, look, my foot, like, everything in there. There's nothing that is gonna kink your little pinky, or you know, those in box, they know. And the way they go always to the top, and it has these entrances here, so where you can keep this sucker right down the middle. Look, there's another one here. You push your shoelaces through there, tighten them up. And I mean, yeah, they're loose right now. I'm not tightening them up right now, but man, these shoes feel really good, really good. And you guys should give them a try. I stuck to Everlast Elite Pros for a long time, you know, but they only have black, red, or blue. And the way the blue looks on the Elites, I mean, it's a faded blue, faded red, and I love this color, and matches my gloves, matches everything I do. And yeah, I would actually recommend this. I'm gonna put it through its phases. Being sparring Saturdays, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays again, and see what, you know, see how they last. But so far, comfortable wise, fitment. If you wear 8.5, you know, 8 to 8.5, get yourself some 7s. They'll fit perfect, trust me.